Hi everyone, I'm back. I haven't been making a lot of videos recently just because we're kind of like gearing up for finals here at school, and so it's been a lot of like papers and review and schoolwork and stuff. But I'm back to make my foundation routine, which I promised a long time ago, so I failed on that. But it's working out really well. I've been using it for about a month now, with the exception of the past couple days because it's been really hot and muggy, and also my skin has been pretty clear. This is before foundation, so I don't have like a lot of acne or anything right now. But what I'm going to show you today is like my full foundation routine if I were to go through, all the steps. Also, just like a little disclaimer, if it's super loud during the video, if you hear like thunder and stuff, that's because we're having a thunderstorm. So thank you for watching, and I'll get right into the tutorial. Okay, so I just pinned up my hair, so I look a little bit freaky right now. But anyway, the first step that I do is I use this Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer. This has SPF 15 in it, which is, I'd say, a pretty good amount of coverage sunscreen-wise, like for daily use. And I just use like 1 squirt of that. And I put this all over my face. Now you should let your moisturizer sit for about 5 minutes before you proceed with your foundation routine. Another thing, I actually use this as my foundation primer. I don't use a real primer because I just don't think it does anything. Maybe I'm like doing it wrong or something, but I feel like I get the same effect with or without one. And the only one that I have tried out is the Spackle Under Makeup Primer by Laura Geller. And I mean, I've used like all of this just because like if I'm going to an event or something or like a fancy dinner, I would use this, but I really don't think it makes a big difference. At least not for everyday makeup. So that's the deal with that. Okay, now I get to the fun part. I am using MAC Select SPF 15 foundation. This is an NW20, that's just my shade. And the one thing I don't like about this product is that unlike some of the other MAC foundations, this does not have a squirty top, which kind of sucks, but it's alright. Small price to pay for a good product. And then I'm using the MAC 187 stippling brush. I love this brush so much. So what I do is I just take this product and I pour it onto the back of my hand, and I don't like lift it up. I just kind of like rest it there, and then I flip it like this, and see I've got some product on the back of my hand. And I like to start like really small with this and just work my way up. And now I just am going to dot this onto the back of my hand into that foundation to get some on the brush. And I'm going to pat this all over my face. And you want to make sure that you've kind of got like an even amount of this on both sides of your face. Now I'm going to go in and take some more of that. Another trick that I've realized is pretty good for this, if you take your stippling brush and you see how there's some product on the rim there, I'll just like dip my brush into there. I don't know if this is good for the brush, but it works really well for picking up like a good amount of product. So I'll show you how this works. See, I actually feel like you get more doing that than you do by pouring it onto the back of your hand. So I just kind of like do a combination of both of those methods. And now I'm going to take my stippling brush and I'm just going to swirl in little motions all over my face. And this will just give you like a really flawless coverage without like weird funky streak marks. Make sure you get in these corners of your nose too. On the under eyes. Alrighty, now I'm going to take my concealer. This is MAC's Studio Finish Concealer, and this has SPF 35 in it, so that's pretty cool. And this is also an NW20. Looks like this, kind of like an eyeshadow. And I just use my fingers for this. I've tried using a concealer brush, and I feel like that just soaks up like all of the products, so that doesn't work. And I put most of this, I concentrate on my under eye circles, because that's like the thing that I feel needs like the most concealment. And I'll also get like the inner corner of my eye here where it rests against my nose. And you want to get all of that there and then just pat that in. And this is amazing at concealing your under eye circles. Do that to the other side. If you're a big, like brush person, if you're like worried about sanitation and stuff, then you can go ahead and do that. I just think for this particular concealer, it works a lot better with my fingers. Now I'm going to go over any places where I have redness or any like little dots that I want to conceal. Acne scars. One of my biggest problems is probably redness. And you want to make sure that you get it on each side of the nose, because this area can be really red and discolored. And then I like to put it around the mouth. And now you just want to dot that in with your fingers. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with my Clinique Uplighting Liquid Illuminator in 01 Natural. And I'm using this before my powder just because it's liquid. I don't always do this though, honestly, I cheat a lot. And I just dot this along the top of my cheekbones and right under the nose here. This is a trick that I learned from, I don't know what her name is, but the girl who does I Wanted to See One video. I'm assuming that's the correct way of saying it. And I just rub this in. And this doesn't make you look as shiny as like the method where you put the highlight like down your nose, but it still like brings light to that area. Now for this video, I'm going to be using a cheek stain from Tarte. This one's in Blushing Bride. And I'm putting this on now because this is a more liquidy formula. If I were going to use a powder blush, I would do that last. But this works freezing it now. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the apples of my cheeks or any gel or cream blush that you want to use. I can't speak today. Any gel or cream blush that you want to use, you can put on now. So just dot that on. And next step, now onto the powders. I'm going to be using MAC Studio Fix in NW20. This is a powder plus foundation. Looks like this. And on a day when I didn't need full coverage, I would skip the liquid foundation altogether and just go straight for the concealer and then this. It's a really good product. And I'm going to be using a fluffy foundation brush and just kind of like dot that in there, get some on my brush, and just sweep this all over my face. And this will just take away all of the shininess that was left from that foundation and that concealer. And most of this you want to concentrate wherever you're oily, so I use a lot of it on my T-zone. But right now I seem to have like oil all over, so I'm just kind of going everywhere. And now for the last step, I'm going to be using Hoola Bronzer by Benefit and an angled brush. This one is from Face Secrets, and it's just called their angled blush, actually, not brush. And I'm just going to sweep that in there. Dot off the excess because I don't want this too heavy. And second my cheekbones to find where those are. And I just like to sweep it along there to give some definition to my cheeks. Now just to give some kind of like all over color to my face, I'm also going to go in the 3 shape motion, which is kind of like this. You bring it along like the temple, on the forehead, and then down the cheekbone, and then to the chin. Do that to the other side. Alright, so that's my complete foundation routine. I hope this was helpful to somebody, and I really appreciate you watching. Also, I wanted to let everybody know that I'm planning on having a contest, or I guess a giveaway, when I reach 100 subscribers, which is coming up, and I'm so excited! Oh, I can't wait for the contest. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and please subscribe, rate, whatever. Thank you.